Hello everyone, Fanta here, and you're watching Fantavision. Now, Atari recently announced their own NES classic rival called the Atari Box. You can see it behind me doing their short little teaser thing. And what do we know about it? Well, first of all, it comes in two models. There's going to be a black and red version. Well, it's black and red, so it's not... Anyway, there's a black and red version. And there's like the original wood grain style system. Yeah, wood grain. Why would anybody get the black and red one? I don't know. If you're getting the Atari Box, obviously you care about retro stuff. So you're gonna get the wood grain one because that's the retro one. I mean, obviously. Otherwise, why are you getting it? And then it's got an HDMI port, just like the NES Classic. It's got 4 USB ports for, I think, controllers probably. I'm guessing controllers. An SD card slot, so when people hack it and, well, inevitably hack it, they can put ROMs on there, so that'll be cool. And I'm sure that's not what they want, but that's what's gonna happen, let's face it. And Atari has also said that the system is gonna have preloaded games, just like the NES Classic. And it's also going to have newer games on it. I don't really get that because I don't think Atari's come out with anything in forever. And the last thing they came out with was Roller Coaster Tycoon World. And that was a train wreck. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this system. I'm excited. I mean, I'm all for more retro stuff. That's cool. I like modernized retro stuff. I'm excited for the Super Nintendo Classic. I love the NES Classic. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with the Atari Box. Now, I don't know if it's going to have... Actually, no, I think there is going to be an Ethernet port on it. So it's going to have online, which is interesting. And I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with it. I don't know what they mean about modern stuff. So maybe they'll start porting indie games over to it. But if you own an Xbox, PlayStation, PC, or anything like that, you're already getting all those indie games. So I'm not really sure what they're competing with by having online capability. And you guys could be saying, well, they could always start porting over more Atari games to the system, and that'd be great. Don't get me wrong, that'd be great. And they'd probably charge per game, which, not a bad idea. Maybe they have big old bundles and they'll have sales and stuff like that. It's a great idea. But they get the SD card, so why wouldn't I just hack it and then get all the games for free? Once again, though, you could argue, just like the Atari Classic collections that have come out recently, could have online, could have leaderboards, they could have achievements. I'm not sure. That's another thing. With this Atari Box, it's great that we're getting all these old games, but they just recently released those Atari collections on PS4 and an Xbox One. So we already have the multiplayer. We already have those old Atari games in HD. We already have the leaderboards. We have all of that. So I don't really understand the timing of this. That's the problem, is the timing of it. With the Super Nintendo Classic coming around the corner pretty soon, I don't know. I'm hoping they don't launch it at the same time as the Super Nintendo Classic. Otherwise, it's going to be left on the shelf and it's going to collect dust. Unless the Super Nintendo Classic sells out in half a second, and then people are like, well, I wanted to play something old, so I guess I'll buy this. Maybe that's what they're depending on. Maybe that's what they're hoping. I don't know, because it seems like they still don't know what their console is. Because if you've watched the teaser, which probably played the whole thing behind me, it's like 20 seconds long and it shows you the console and that's about it. In fact, if you go to the Atari Box website, there's less information than they gave the media. So you actually have to go check out like IGN, GameSpot, Kotaku, all those different places to actually get the story about it. You think they'd put some sort of product description on the website itself. I've also heard rumors that they're going to be doing crowdfunding. Starting to sound like the ColecoVision, isn't it? It's not a good thing to sound like. Now, unlike the ColecoVision, that's what it's called, right? Coleco Chameleon? What did they change it to? I don't remember what I called it. It's a dead system, it's gone, and it was a bunch of lies. I don't think they're going to go that route because they've already shown off the system and it doesn't have a cartridge slot. So obviously they're not trying to market it as something you can play cartridges on, which was the main draw of the ColecoVision? I think that was the name of it. I don't know. If I'm wrong, it's got the name up there. If I'm right, there's nothing there, and I'm looking at nothing. So that's cool. I'm glad we got that figured out. So yeah, that's the Atari Box. That's all we know, really. I just know that I want a wood grain version. If it's not $100 or more, it'd be cool if it had online. I hope it comes with a big variety of games. I mean, Atari games, you could put all of those games in like a little tiny flash drive. So they're not going to be big files, that's for sure. I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do with it, and I seriously don't think they know. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I'm excited for it. That's why I'm making the video, because I'm excited for it. So there's all we know on the Atari Box. Let me know in the comments what you think it's going to be like. What do you think it's going to be on the console? If it is less than $100, would you pick it up? What would be the best price point for it? I'm thinking somewhere around 60 to 80. But from the design of it, it does look pretty snazzy, I gotta say. I'm sad, I'm very sad I just said that. But it looks pretty cool so far. And I don't know if they're gonna charge a premium because it looks like a premium device, even though it's just Atari. I don't know. And they haven't shown off controllers yet either. So I'm trying to figure out if it's just gonna be Atari 2600 or they're gonna have 5200 games on there. Maybe they'll even go farther back and do like the old Atari like PC kind of stuff. There's so much potential for this, so I'm really excited to see what happens. And that's it, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. And as always, have a fantastic day. See ya.